Alright, so now in this video I'm going to show you how to start customizing the appearance of your new WordPress website. And with WordPress there's more than one way to do things, and I'm going to show you one way here, but there's also other ways of doing the same things. So about 2 years ago WordPress introduced a feature called the Customizer, and that's where I want to teach you how to start customizing your website. So we're going to be able to create menus there and choose fonts and colors and all that, and depending on the theme you use they'll have certain options available in there, so you can do everything visually, and it makes it a lot easier to put together a beautiful website. Now on this website we're using the GeneratePress theme. Now GeneratePress is a free theme that gives you some options that you can use to customize it. However, they sell a premium add-on pack that's going to give you more customization options. So here is GeneratePress Premium's website right here, and I'll have a link down below to this video, and it's very affordable. It's $39, and it's just going to give you additional features. Now it's not required, but sometimes the way it works is you could spend so much time trying to tweak this one little thing or customize this one little thing, but the developer will also have an easier way to do it, but it involves paying a little bit of money, and that's the situation here with GeneratePress Premium. So this package is only $39 or so, and it's going to give you more options to customize the colors throughout your website through a visual interface. Also the typography, those are the fonts of every little area of your website where fonts show, sections you wouldn't use, and as you scroll down there's just more and more features that it gives you that you can have for this small amount of money. But we're going to work with what we have here. So the way we get into the customizer is you go to Appearance, and then it's the second option right there that says Customize. So we're going to go ahead and click on it. Now don't be alarmed that your website looks like this right now. That's because we haven't customized the visual style of it at all just yet, and that's what we're going to start doing right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of these different setting options in the customizer just to show you what it does, and we're going to make little changes along the way. So the first thing is your site identity, and that's going to be this right here and this tagline. So when I click on it right here, I could change the site title, and I can also change the tagline. But if I had a logo, I could just go ahead and upload my logo right here, and then I can hide these two items like that. So that would remove the text that we saw, and it would go ahead and use the logo instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the site title, but I'll put something in here. How about that? My Learning Management System, just like that. And you can see in the customizer, everything you do, it'll just dynamically show right there, which is very nice. So anyways, I'll just leave that. I'm not going to add a tagline. I'll just leave that the way that it is. And but you get the point there, how easy it is to change that area. Now the next thing is going to be the layout. Now, like I said earlier, you would get more layout options if you had the premium pack that is available for GeneratePress. So let's take a look at the areas of the layout that I wanted to show you. So one of the areas of the layout is how this header area is going to work, where the logo is going to be and where this menu navigation is going to be. Now you could actually leave it like this if you like it, and it's actually very nice. So what I'm going to do is play around with it a little bit. So I'm going to click right here where it says primary navigation and take a look at the options that it gives us. So what I want to look at right here is the navigation location. So right now it's set to be below the header, but we can actually put it to the right if we wanted to. I would just go like this, and I would choose float right, and what it's going to do is it's going to, instead of have that logo in the middle, it's going to push it off to the left, and then we're going to have our navigation right there. And see, that's how easy that was. But you have other options right here. You can have it be above the header, and so now it's up there. Whatever makes sense to you, you can do. So I really want it to be on this float right like this so that the header doesn't quite take up as much space. And that's what I want to do. But you can play around with these options. If you didn't want the search option there, a lot of times that's actually not needed. You can just go ahead right here and where it says navigation search, we can disable that and it's going to remove it and then push everything over to the side. So I like how that is. But what looks kind of odd is that the logo area here is kind of centered in between this space. I don't think we want that. I think we want to push that off to the left a bit. So let's find that option. I'm going to click on this little back arrow, and that's probably where it says header right here. And right here where it says header alignment, it's set to center, but I think I want to go left. There we go. That actually looks better, and this will be on the left and this will be on the right, and I think that's a perfect mix right there. I'm going to back up, and now we'll take a look at the next setting option. It's right here where it says colors. Now, when you have the premium package, there's more color options. Right now we're just kind of limited to this right here, but it's actually okay. So we have our background color right here. We probably don't want that to be black, so I'm going to click on select color, and here's that color thing, picker thing here where I can go like this and I can choose different shades and all that, but I already know that I want this to be white. And here's some one-click color options. So I'm going to click on white, and that's probably how I want it right there. I didn't want that dark background color like that. Now here you could choose your text color, and it's kind of a lighter shade of black. We can maybe darken that up a little bit. That's fine, but not go totally black. But if you want to go totally black, you can choose the black color right here. And here's that area that I was telling you about where you can pop in your color code for a color that you found someplace else. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that. Now, our link color, I'm going to go ahead and put a different color in there. I'm not sure what I want. So you can see I'm using that kind of a purplish color right there. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm not going to have it be this blue. I think I'm going to have that be black as well. But you can choose whatever link color you want. Just know that it's going to show in lots of places. So for instance, there's an area here with all these links. And so there's a lot of places where that color is going to show. So I'm going to just keep this a little neutral, and I'm going to just go with a dark color like that. Maybe even black, but you can make that whatever color you want. And then there's a hover color. I'm going to leave it to be that color right there. So let's go back, and that would obviously be one of the areas where if you picked out your colors, you can go ahead and put those in. Now for the typography, let's go ahead and click in here. Now this is another one of those settings where if you had the premium package, you would have option after option after option, but that's okay. We're going to be doing a lot of work in the page builder anyway, so it's fine like this. So for the body, I chose the Roboto font, and this is where if you're on that font pair website and choosing a Google font, you would see it here in this list. So what I'm going to do is scroll down to it. Oops, there it is, Roboto, and that is the font that I want right there. And then you could choose the weight of the font. That's going to be how thick it is. I'm going to leave that at normal. And text transform, this is whether you want it to be capitalized and uppercase and lowercase. We're going to just leave that as is. Now, I like a larger font typically. So by default, we're at 17 pixels right here. I want to go up one to 18. I just like the size of the 18 size pixel for my body font like that. I just prefer that like that right there. And here's a dial too you can use to set that larger or smaller. Here we can choose our line height. I'm going to stick with the default option, and then the margin for a paragraph, I'm going to leave that at the default option as well. So this is all we're going to do right now for our fonts. So let's go back. Now we're going to go ahead and create some menus. Now here is our menu area, and I'm going to show you right now how to create a menu and how to add items to it. And in this process, we're also going to create some pages that we're going to be putting all of our content on. So I'm going to go ahead and click on menus right here. And then what we need to do is click right here where it says add a new menu. Now this is going to be our main menu. You could really name it whatever you want. You can name it main or primary. I typically call it primary menu. So I'm going to type that in now. There it is, primary. And then I'm going to click on this button to create the menu. And then what you do after you create a menu, you need to assign it to a location. Now, when you have the premium version of GeneratePress, there's other menu locations, but with the free version here, we have this primary menu, which is going to be this area. So I think when I click on it, this is all going to disappear. So let's see what happens. Okay, I clicked on it and then it disappeared because we created a new menu, but we don't have any items in it yet. So now we're going to go ahead and create some items. So I'm going to go and click where it says add items like this. And right here is the pages that we have so far on our site. And these are actually automatically created by the learning management system. So what I want to do is create what's going to be our home page. So what we could do here is we can enter a page name here and then click on add. And so we're killing two birds with one stone. We're building a menu, but it's also creating the page that we're going to then go and start customizing it. So I'm going to type home just like that, and then I'm going to click on the add like that. And so now we're going to actually have a menu item there. If I made this go away, you would see it, but we're going to leave that up for right now. The next thing I like to do is create a members dashboard page. So go ahead and name that whatever you want to name it, whether it be dashboard or members home, but I like the phrase members dashboard. So I'm going to enter that now. Okay, and now that I have that in, I'm going to hit add. All right, so now I like to make a page called courses, and these are going to be available courses that are in my learning management system. Okay, so there's courses. And then if you're going to have a membership on your site, you can create a membership page specific for that. I'm not going to have a membership on this site, but I want to create the page just to show you anyway. So I'm going to name this memberships. Okay, I'm going to click on add, and then I want to have a custom checkout page, but I'm going to use the one that was automatically created by Lifter LMS. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the plus right there, and now it's added. So here's our menu items right there. We've got home, members dashboard, course, memberships, and purchase. Now, I actually made a mistake. I don't want that to be called course. I actually want that to be plural and have it say courses, but I'll fix that when we're editing the page, and I will show you how to do that. Now, if you wanted any other page, this is where you'd create it. If you wanted an about page, if you wanted a testimonials page, if you wanted any page, you can go ahead and do that right here, right now, and tag it in the menu. But I'm going to go ahead and use this order right here. Now, if I wanted to change the order of the menu items, so you can see I have them there now. If I wanted to change that, I can literally just drag and drop and change the order of my menu. It's completely up to you. Actually, I just accidentally made that underneath. I stacked it by accident. Sometimes when you're doing this, you have to kind of make sure you get it right, just like that. So, okay, there we go. Now that's looking much better. Okay, but you can, like I said, you can have a drop down if you want on these menu items. You could just kind of tuck it in there like this and let go, and now we have a drop down. So let me push that back, and we have the perfect menu right now. And like I said, you can have whatever you want here. You can have pages that aren't linked to the menu, but this is just what I want to go with for this project that we're on together. So now that we've created our menu, let's go back, and let's go back one more time to go here. Okay, so now I want you to click on right here where it says static front page, and this is where we tell WordPress what page on our website is the home page, the first page that someone sees when they come to our site. So by default, it is set to show your latest blog posts, but you never usually want that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this right here where it says a static page, and then now I have the option to choose a front page or a home page. So I'm going to click on this drop down, and I want to choose that home page that I created. So I'm going to click on that. Now obviously we haven't built that page yet, so it's not going to show anything, but this is where we're telling WordPress which page is going to be our home page. So now we're going to go back arrow and then go right here where it says additional CSS. Now this is really there's only two areas where we're going to get a little bit technical in building out this website, and there's really no way of avoiding it. And one of them is adding some stuff to this additional CSS. And so what I need you to do is go back to the files that you downloaded, and so here they are, and you can see I have a folder right there that says custom CSS. So when I go in that folder, you're going to see two files. One is custom CSS and the other one is colors used. Now I'm going to use this colors used file later in a later video, but right now we need to get the custom CSS out of here. Now CSS is what controls all of the visual styling of your website, and so I've put together a bunch of customizations to make this site look beautiful, and we just need to copy and paste them in there. And then I'm going to give you just a brief explanation of it, because later on you might want to change some of these styles. So I'm going to go ahead and double click it, and for me it's just going to open in a file here where you just need to really copy and paste everything out of it. So on a Mac you would hit the Apple key and A like this, and it highlights everything. If you're on a PC, you would hit Control A and it will highlight everything. And then we want to put this in our clipboard. So for a Mac, it's the Apple key and then C, and on a PC, it's Command C to put it in your clipboard. You could just right click and choose copy. So I'm going to copy it like that, and now I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to move this file out of the way. And now what I need you to do is click in this box, and you can highlight everything, and then I need you to paste everything that you just put in your clipboard. I need you to paste it in there. So for me, I'm going to hit the Apple key and V. If you're on a PC, you can type Control V. And then when you paste it in, you're going to see all this bit of text just pop in there like that. And I'm going to scroll back up to the top. So I'm going to have to do a specific video just for my channel in general on CSS, but essentially these are the various styles that we're going to use on the website, and a lot of them have to do with Lifter LMS, because unfortunately Lifter LMS doesn't have a way or an easy interface to customize the colors of all the elements that it has and the various styles. So I have to write these custom CSS entries in order to change certain colors and things like that. Now I've tried to do my best to document everything. So every little thing has its own entry. So right here you can see this is a little note I made where it says pricing color stamp under price. And so it says background, and then here's a color code like that. Now I want to show you a little trick. Okay, so let me pull back that custom CSS file right here, and let me actually open up that other file I had that showed all the colors that I'm actually using on the site. So here are two text documents that you have. Here's the custom CSS and here's the colors I used. So these are the color codes for the two colors I used that you see in the demo that I showed you in the first video. So we've got that pinkish color right here, and we've got that bluish color right here. So what's really neat about these text editors right here, you can actually do a find and replace. So for instance, if you saw all the places I was using that pink, but you wouldn't want it to be that pinkish purplish color, you would want it maybe a darker blue. What we can do is a find for this color code, and we can replace it with the color code that you want in this file here, and then we can copy and paste it into the live site. So for instance, let me highlight and put this in my clipboard. Now in this document, I'm going to use the find and replace function. Now if you're on a PC, you'd hit Control F. On a Mac, it's Command F to bring up this find and replace option box. So if I go like that, there it is. Here is this box right here. So I can go ahead and paste in anything like that, and it will try to find it. And so right here, there's a faint number that says 7. This is telling me that it's found it in 7 locations, and when I scroll down, it has it all highlighted like that on the different locations. Now, if I wanted to change that color on all this CSS, I can click on this box here that says replace, and I can paste in the color code that I actually want. So what you would do is you would do a find and replace, make sure the color that you want is in there, and then you would go here and then you would copy and paste all of this out and put it in here. This is how you're going to very easily be able to change the colors really quick on all of the elements. So you're going to want to do that for that pink and that purple color that I listed right here. The pinkish and the bluish, you're going to want to do that find and replace for those colors if those aren't the ones that you want, and that's totally fine. And so that is how you are going to, without having to learn a whole bunch about this thing called CSS, that's how you're going to be able to customize it within 2 or 3 steps, the colors. Now, what I'd recommend though is that after you do your find and replace and then you want to close this file, I would suggest not saving it, because then it would overwrite the way that it is originally, unless you knew that it looked the way that you wanted it to look. Okay, so that is this custom CSS that we needed to put in here, and there's a bunch of different entries. Now, as you get better with website stuff, you're going to be able to look at this and you're going to know what it means. I know it's kind of crazy to think that you're going to know what this means, but you actually will over time. But right now, I want to get you up and running, have it look great, but with your colors, not the colors that I put in there, but the colors that you want in here. So now that we have this custom CSS in here, I'm going to go back and we are pretty much done here in the customizer. That's really all that we needed to do here, and you can easily come here and make changes in the future. So all we need to do now is click on this save and publish button, and then to get out of the customizer, we're going to click on this X right here, and now we are out of the customizer, and that stage of this process is complete. Now, I told you that custom CSS was going to be the one of 2 areas where it's a little technical looking at code, and I don't want you to be afraid of that. And there's going to be one more location for that. Now, I kept showing you that GeneratePress has a premium package that puts all these options in the customizer. Well, we still have access to those options, we just don't have a user interface to change some of them. So this is what we need to do to change some of those core styling options of the theme if you're not going to purchase GeneratePress Premium. What we need to do is go to Appearance and then click on Editor. Now, if you followed my advice on a web host, you'll have this editor option right here. Some web hosts will actually remove this option, and you're not going to be able to do this step if that's the case. So here we are in the editor. There's something you can click on right here that says Theme Functions. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Theme Functions, and it's going to show a bunch of information here. So these are all the options that if you had GeneratePress Premium, you would be able to modify these in the customizer visually. But luckily, if you don't have the budget to purchase it, it's okay. We can go in here and we can make those changes. There's just no visual editor to it. So you can kind of read what the feature is, and then you would change the setting right here. So there's some spots where there's colors, and you can see it because it has that color hex code. So right here it says background color, and then here it is. Here's the text color, the link hover color, just like that. And when we scroll down, there's other areas right here where there's all these various colors. So if you had the premium, you would have an interface to change these, but since we don't, it's okay. You can come in here, but you have to be super careful. So if I wanted to change a color here that there isn't an option in the customizer, for instance, I didn't see an option to change the site title color. You can highlight this right here and then paste in the color that you wanted. But you have to be careful. You see how you have this apostrophe right here, and you have an apostrophe in the back, and then you have this semicolon. you can't mess those up. Just change the color code only if you want to change the color of a particular element that you don't have an option for. So right here where it says H1, that stands for header 1. H2 is header 2. These are different header styles that you might want to put a custom color in right there. So that's how you would do it. And so there's all these different elements that have colors. You can see them right there. And then there's some font options right here that you can override as well, where the premium would normally have it. So here's the size of your headers. So it says right here, your heading 1, the font size is set to 40 pixels, but if I wanted that smaller, I could put 35 or 30, and you would have options for heading 2, 3, and 4. So those are some of your font options right there. And then down here, we have some spacing options, and that is the space between elements, and we can play around with these numbers as well. So essentially, you would just make your change. You would come here and click on Update File. But like I said, if you do something wrong here, you got to be careful because you could break something. So if I wanted to change this 10 right here to make it 0 and I accidentally deleted this semicolon, it's going to cause some problems. So just if you're going to go in here, be careful going in there and try not to break anything. So that's the only other technical thing. Like I said, you could avoid the technical hassles of what I just showed you if you had GeneratePress Premium. But it's nice to know if you don't go and get it, you still have these options right here. And I don't want this to slow you down. You really need to just get this up and going, and then over time you can refine and then tweak it, but don't let a font size slow you down or the color of something slow you down and cause you to not create your course. That would be so sad if you let that get in the way, and sometimes people do let that get in the way. So just go with the style that I've put together. Of course, change your colors for sure, but go with the rest of the style, and then over time, as it's starting to be successful, that's when you're going to want to go in there and start refining and tweaking things. And I'll try to put out some more specific videos on this topic right here, but the only thing you're really going to need to go back here for is to change some colors. And like I said, I showed you right here is those color codes, so you can see everywhere it has that pinkish is going to have this code, and to go back there and change it to the one that you want. So you can see that code being used in some of these locations right around here. For instance, the navigation text hover color, that's where I changed it to one of those color codes. So you'll go in here and you'll just make the change like that. And then scroll down, click on Update File, and you are set. So that's it for customizing it and having full control over anything in your new website.